Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Tuesday, July 5, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. San Diego Padres vs Seattle Mariners. Our team pick is Padres for the win. And here is why. Seattle had a nice run of home games leading up to this week's meetings with Seattle, having faced off against Oakland and Baltimore in their last 2 series. Having to now take down the Padres on the road, who even despite their struggles, will be a challenge. One continued issue is Seattle's inability to find consistent success on the road. While they've been able to overcome the incredulously slow start they had to open the season, finding wins on the road, especially against likely playoff opponents, continues to be a challenge. With a difficult series looming against Toronto once they're done with the Padres, keeping that momentum going and grabbing the win on Tuesday would be huge. San Diego has had quite a few up and down moments this season, and just as they got close to the Dodgers atop the NL West, a weak run of games has them still sitting in second place. While it seems likely that they'll be destined for a playoff appearance either way once the fall rolls around, having gone 3-7 over their last 10 games is far from ideal as they enter a crucial stretch. Next up, the Padres play host to the Giants, a key divisional rival, which only adds to the importance that a game like Tuesday holds. The Padres want nothing more than to get their confidence and momentum back to where it was just a few weeks ago. Being at home should help quite a bit, and considering San Diego's recent run of success against the Mariners spanning the last few seasons, they won't be daunted by the opportunity at hand. Besides being the home team, the Padres will be leaning heavily on one of the league's most exciting arms over the last few weeks, which should serve to give them another leg up. For the Mariners, Gilbert has been strong but has shown signs of fading lately. Adding in San Diego's experienced lineup could make life tough. For the Padres, Clevinger has been electric in his return to the rotation, and considering his ability to get better and better as each start has come, the Mariners expect to simply be the next victim. Additionally, according to Covers.com, the Padres are 5-0 in Clevinger's last 5 starts against a team with a losing record and 6-0 in his last 6 starts overall. Beyond that, San Diego is 4-0 in the last 4 meetings between the two teams overall and 8-2 in the last 10 meetings in San Diego. Our total pick is over 7 runs, and here is why. The total has finished over in each of the last 4 games between Seattle and San Diego, and each of the last 6 games played in San Diego between the Mariners and Padres. Seattle starting pitcher Logan Garrett has an excellent ERA at 2.66, but the total has finished over in each of the right-handers' last 2 starts. San Diego's Mike Clevinger has a solid 2.79 ERA, but the total has finished over in 3 of the right-handers' last 4 outings. Cincinnati Reds vs New York Mets. Our team pick is Mets minus 1.5 runs. And here is why. After suffering a couple of rare series losses recently with their NL East lead quickly shrinking, the Mets have steadied the last 4 games and opened this current series in Cincinnati with a win. Brandon Nimmo opened the scoring with a 3-run homer in the top of the second before Francisco Lindor added a solo shot in the 5th inning that put the Mets up for good. Taijuan Walker earned the win with 6 innings of 3-run ball, allowing 4 hits and 1 walk, while racking up 9 strikeouts. Seth Lugo tossed a scoreless 9th for his 3rd save. Nimmo was on base 3 times, while Lindor went 2-4 with a homer and 2 runs scored. The Mets are one of the most profitable teams in baseball on the money line, while going 44-36 on the run line. Overs are 41-33-6 for the Mets, with 2 of their last 3 games going over the betting total. While it's hard to tell exactly how either starter will fare coming off lengthy injured list stints, it's a lot easier to trust the veteran Scherzer over the rookie Lodolo. Cincinnati's pitching staff is overmatched by a good Mets lineup, which should score plenty enough to cover the run line at valuable odds on Tuesday. Lodolo is still very raw with limited MLB experience as a rookie, and he was allowing way too much hard contact with opponents hitting .290 often prior to the injury. This isn't a soft landing in his first outing in nearly 10 months, as the Mets have consistently been near the top of the MLB leaderboard all season with a 109 WRC+. Even a rusty Scherzer is better than most pitchers, as he's shown no signs of slowing down at the age of 37 with an elite 24.9 kbb%. While the Reds haven't been playing as badly as their record might indicate, this is a mismatch against a World Series contender with a future Hall of Famer on the hill. Our total pick is under the total, and here is why. These offenses have not been scoring too well, as of late, as New York is averaging 2.4 runs per game in their previous 5 games, while Cincinnati is scoring 3.5 runs per game in their last 6 games. Throughout the regular season, neither team has really had much power, as the Mets are tied for 19th in the Bigs with 76 team home runs, while the Reds are currently 23rd with 71 home runs so far. The under is 3-0-2 in their last 5 games against one another, so go with the under between these teams. Miami Marlins vs Los Angeles Angels. Our team pick is Miami Marlins minus 1.5 runs, and here is why. The Los Angeles Angels haven't started this 2022 regular season how they would have liked, but they still have a long way to go. They were also very cold at the plate in their previous series against the Astros. Luckily, they are still only 2.0 games out of second place in the AL West. At the plate, they have been very cold. They are currently scoring 4.09 runs per game and hitting .233 as a team. This is the 23rd most runs scored per game and the 24th highest overall team batting average. Los Angeles is struggling to consistently reach base safely, as they haven't had enough base runners to drive. They have realized that the easiest way for them to score is to smoke the ball out of the yard. The Angels are averaging 1.24 home runs per game, which is the 9th most in the league. If they aren't stringing together hits, they at least have multiple guys that can change the game with one swing of the bat. I also expect the Angels to stay fairly conservative once they have reached base safely. They have only stolen 39 bases this season, which is the 18th least in the league. They aren't generating enough base runners to be able to risk a stolen base. Watch for Mike Trout at the plate, as he has already hit 23 home runs. He is also hitting .272, which leads his team. The Miami Marlins had a shaky start to this MLB season, but they have slowly turned it around over the past month. They are currently in 4th place in the NL East, as they are only 11 games back. At the plate, the Marlins have been on fire as of late. They are currently scoring 4.43 runs per game and hitting .244 as a team. This is the 14th most runs scored per game and the 13th highest overall team batting average. They are consistently loading the bases, and they have multiple men that can come in clutch and drive in these runners when they are in scoring position. Miami can also score multiple different ways, as they are hitting 1.07 home runs per game, which is the 13th highest average in the MLB. They can string together hits, or they can clear the bases with one swing, as they have been smoking the ball out of the park as of late. I also expect them to stay very aggressive once they have reached base safely. They have already stolen 62 bases this season, which is the 2nd most in the league. They are always trying to put runners in scoring position, as they are very aggressive. Watch for Jazz Chisholm Jr. at the plate in this one. He has already hit 14 home runs, which leads his team. He has also driven in 45 more runs, as he has been clutch at the plate this season. I will be riding with the Marlins at home in this game. They looked great in their previous series against the Nationals, and I see them keeping it rolling against the Angels. Los Angeles looked horrible in their previous series against the Astros, and I just don't see them scoring enough runs to cover the run line spread. Noah Syndergaard hasn't impressed me this season either. The Marlins will consistently reach base throughout this game, and their score will continue to grow. Miami is scoring the 14th most runs per game, and they are hitting the 13th most home runs. They will stay hot at the plate and score multiple different ways. Especially because the Angels have been shaky in the field. They are allowing the 17th most runs per game, and they have already committed the 17th most errors. Sandy Alcantara is also one of my favorite pitchers to back this season. He has been on a tear, and I see him shutting down this cold Angels offense. Our total pick is under 7 runs, and here is why. Having Sandy Alcantara on the mound means it will be a tough time to be inside of the batter's box, as he allowed 13 total runs in his last 7 starts. Noah Syndergaard has also dominated the Marlins throughout his career, as he pitched with the New York Mets the majority of his big league career. These offenses have not had too much power recently, as Los Angeles has hit 15 home runs in their last 12 games, while Miami has hit 14 homers in their previous 14 games. The under is 5-1-1 in the Angels' last 7 games versus a team with a losing record, as well as hitting in 4 of the last 5 games overall for the Marlins. Baltimore Orioles vs Texas Rangers. Our team pick is Texas Rangers for the win. And here is why. Spencer Howard will be on the mound for the 4th time of the season as a spot starter. Howard last pitched with the Rangers in April, where he allowed 1 run in 1.2 innings against the Braves. The veteran has struggled in his limited action this season, conceding 9 runs in 6.2 innings of work. Howard posted a 3.69 ERA in AAA this season. He has squandered 4 runs in 4 career innings against the Orioles. Texas has now lost 2 out of its last 3 series. They were dealt 2 losses in 3 meetings against the Nationals and were competitive in a series defeat against the Mets this past weekend. The offense has been inconsistent while the pitching has been effective. The Orioles will have Austin Voth make his 7th outing of the year. Voth exited after allowing 3 runs, 1 earned, in 3 innings against the Mariners last time out and was tagged with a loss to fall to 0-1. The veteran right-hander was recently acquired from the Nationals and has fared well since joining the team. However, Voth has amassed a poor 7.34 ERA and a 1.89 WHIP in 30.2 innings on the season. This marks his first career meeting against Texas. Baltimore slashed a 4-game slide by recording a 3-1 win in Minnesota on Sunday to conclude the road trek. The team is still in a rebuilding mode but is starting to show promise, especially on the mound led by a strong bullpen that stands 4th in the major leagues. The Rangers should be able to generate offense in this matchup. Orioles starter Austin Voth is having an abysmal season, surrendering 25 earned runs in 30.2 innings on the year, which equates to a disaster 7.34 ERA. He doesn't pitch deep into games, he has logged 3 or fewer innings in all of his outings since arriving in Baltimore in a trade with the Nationals. Furthermore, the Orioles are stumbling a bit recently, winning just 3 out of their last 8 games. The Bats haven't been able to break out, plating 3 or fewer runs in all but 2 games in that 8-game span. Our total pick is under the total. And here is why. The lineups have been producing decently, but not enough lately in order to produce enough runs. Texas is averaging 4.58 runs per game in their previous 12 games, while Baltimore is scoring 3.92 runs per game in their last 13 games entering this matchup. These bullpens have been on top of their games as the Orioles are 4th in the sport with a 3.21 reliever ERA, while the Rangers are 6th in MLB with a 3.29 bullpen ERA so far this season. All in all, go with the under to hit as these pitchers will shut down struggling offensive teams. Pittsburgh Pirates vs New York Yankees. Our team pick is Pittsburgh plus 1.5 runs, and here is why. The New York Yankees will be out to rebound from a 2-0 loss at the hands of the Cleveland Guardians in Sunday's series finale. Aaron Judge leads the Yankees with 29 home runs and 59 RBIs, along with 83 hits and a .282 batting average, in addition to 12 doubles, while Giancarlo Stanton has 58 hits with 20 home runs and 53 RBIs. DJ LeMahieu and Gleyber Torres each have 13 doubles, and Anthony Rizzo also has 10 doubles so far this season, in addition to logging 22 home runs and 52 RBIs. Jamison Taillon will start here and is 9-1 with a 3.32 ERA and 69 strikeouts this season. The Pittsburgh Pirates will attempt to bounce back from a 2-0 loss to Milwaukee in their last game to settle for a series split last time out. Ke'Bryan Hayes has 69 hits and 15 doubles, with a team-high .256 batting average, as well as 25 RBIs, while Daniel Vogelbach has 10 home runs and 26 RBIs. Ben Gamble also has 17 RBIs, while Michael Chavis also has 27 RBIs this season. Reynolds also has a team-high 15 home runs with 32 RBIs of his own, and Jack Suwinski also has 13 homers this season. Jose Quintana will start here and is 1-4 with a 3.43 ERA and 67 strikeouts this season. Get the case to be made for either side in this one, but I'm leaning towards Pittsburgh plus 1.5 here. Not many Pirates are still there from Taillon's run with Pittsburgh a few seasons ago, but you have to think there will be a couple of guys who will relish the matchup with Taillon and will want to put forth a solid effort on the big stage against the Yankees. Jose Quintana's also been Pittsburgh's best option more often than not this season, and I have to think he's going to start auditioning for a potential trade at the deadline, maybe for these same Yankees. I just don't feel like laying this kind of price when Taillon hasn't necessarily been at his best lately, so give me the Pirates plus 1.5 here. Our total pick is under the total, and here is why. The Yankees boast one of the flashiest lineups in baseball. Aaron Judge is making an early case for AL MVP, posting 29 dingers and hitting .282 over 75 starts. They lead the majors in home runs, 133, but they have made the biggest strides this season from the mound. They are top 5 in staff ERA, WHIP, walks allowed, strikeouts, runs allowed, and batting average against. Jamison Taillon faces off against his former team, and they have been bad from the plate all year. Pittsburgh is bottom 5 in runs per game and on-base percentage. The total number has gone under in 5 of 7 matchups between these two clubs.